We've reached a new low here on the channel, whereas most people that, if anybody watches my videos, they know I don't edit, I don't go back and correct. I just bulldoze through. But usually I have the piece of gear I'm talking about in front of me. So the whole new low is that I've already sold the gear, so I can talk about it, but all I can do is show you a picture. So, yeah, this is a new low for the channel that the gear is already gone, and all I can do is put a picture on the screen. But as Louis C.K. says, it feels good to have found the bottom. So, the Alesis SR-18. Why did I buy it? Why did I sell it? So I was looking at the. I've had different Doctor rhythms over the years, the Boss Doctor rhythms, and to me they were really, how do I say, Def Leppardy or Rock You Like a Hurricane. Like it just seems like a lot of the drum machines out there, they're really geared toward. It seems to me like they've come from the '80s and they're geared to the '80s, and so I thought maybe the Alesis might be different. I shouldn't have thought that because they're that old. These things are. I could be wrong, but I think they're some 20 years old. But I grabbed the SR-18, which was the higher end model. It was expensive, and I got it home and I leafed through all of the presets and the drum sounds, and it was just very uninspiring. Yeah, I just wasn't impressed with it, and it sounded lame and lifeless. When I put it in front of people that are here to record their own music, like hipper bands, kind of cool bands that we get in, and they're listening, and it's just like, they're trying to play the Pixies, but they're getting drum beats of Def Leppard. It just doesn't work out. And the other annoying thing too here on this one here, as I point with my fake wooden hand, is like you see this bass button, and then there's a percussion. You got to turn that crap off every time you boot this thing, or else real bad, lame auto bass is playing, or percussion. I never wanted that. And this thing is larger than the SR-16, and it's more expensive. Like, this is the Big Brother unit. I don't know if you want to call it the flagship unit, but it's the best that Alesis offers that I know of. I don't think they've come out with anything higher now. The SR-18 and the 16. So the 16 is the little brother. Now, call me crazy. I just put the 18 in the mail today in the post office. Bye-bye, it's gone. I'm thinking about buying this. Well, why? Well, because if you're going to have the Def Leppard, Rock You Like a Hurricane thing going on, then you might as well have it cheap, smaller, and light. This thing is thinner, considerably thinner, and smaller, lighter, cheaper. And people tend to say they like it more. I've heard that on Gear Source. Is that the name of that place now? I know it as its old name. Just put my phone charger in here. Smaller, lighter, easier to use. Don't have to turn off the bass. Don't have to turn off the percussion. They say it's easier to program. I like easy gear. I'm a programmer and a tech, and I design circuit boards and everything else. And I don't need another manual to memorize. I don't need my leisure time to be memorization time. I just want to turn it on and it goes, and flip through 300 variations of Rock You Like a Hurricane so I can figure out which one I want. And I think this is a solid 100 cheaper than the Big Brother. So yeah, the Big Brother's gone. The SR-18 is gone. And I'm thinking about grabbing this, especially since I can grab one at a local pawn shop for $140. And there's no risk in that, because I can grab it for $140 and flip it for $140. I suppose my only risk is my tax. Probably won't get my tax back, depending. I mean, Kijiji, you can cash sales on Kijiji, but there's just no risk in this, I don't find. I don't know if we've got a gallery. There's a few less drum kits and drum beats than the 18. and you don't get that bass, and you don't got the percussion, which I don't want anyway. So it's got the MIDI though. I don't know if I can zoom in while I'm taking my video here. Main left, main right, aux left, aux right. Tape in or out. That's a weird little 1/8 inch. Why? MIDI in, MIDI out. The foot switches, like I care about that. Made in Taiwan. So what do I want it for? What did I buy any of them for? Well, I bought them just to whip up and play guitar to. I've had that weird strum or S-drum pedal. I didn't get a chance to make any videos on it, but that was a weird thing. Let me see if I can. Where are you, strum? Not that. That's the Beat Buddy. I had the full Beat Buddy too. Digitech S-drum right here. That was a weird experience. I didn't love this guy here. The weird thing. I don't know. I think it's early for that kind of stuff. I think the technology's not as far along as it needs to be. I had the Beat Buddy, and I've had lots of Dr. Rhythms. In fact, I gotta tell you, I actually missed my Dr. Rhythm, but I can't tell you which one it was. Which is funny. It's the one I had for so long. Is it a 550? Whew. You'd have to go back to Moses' time to find the Dr. Rhythm that I had. Oh, that looks really familiar. That looks really familiar. It'd be late 80s, the one that I had, but anyway. Yeah, I don't know. I think I might just whip one of these up because it's cheap, and for $140, I don't mind turning it over, ripping the feet off of it or the back plate, and industrial gluing it to a 4U rack blank so that this thing is vertically upright. I'm not really a Velcro guy. I like things a little more permanent than Velcro. I hear Velcro's come a long way since I've used it, but I'd rather get some industrial glue or drill the back plate right to the 4U thing, and then then I'll have a vertical drum machine for my eurorack monster modules here, and that would be enough, because in terms of drum beats, and because I'm only looking, for some real old school drum beats to go along with this stuff. And I'd put a 4U panel here, and just to give you an example, this, here, and just boom, mount it right there, and then I could come over too, and I could play guitar to it, or play piano to it, or play bass to it, or whatever I wanted, but mostly to integrate into the eurorack. I did have the SR-18 integrated with the eurorack via MIDI. I did get all that going, in that I could press play, and I could press play on the SR-18, and I could make work any of my other sequencers, on the eurorack. So with the MIDI out, I could make the SR-18 feed this thing, and I could press play, and this would play, or I could go the other way. I could make this feed the SR-18 with the MIDI. So I know I'll be able to do it with the SR-16. I'm sure the MIDI implementation is going to be the same. Also, I got this Roland XV 2020. Same thing. I could get it to play really nice with the SR-18 when I had it. I had it talking to the moog here, the mother, because that's why this is in here still. But anyway, yeah. So the SR-18 is gone. It just didn't sit well with me. We didn't bond, as I've heard other people on YouTube say about their gear. We just did not bond. But maybe an SR-16 is in my future. We'll go to the pawn shop on Saturday and take a look. I mean, I'm definitely buying it Saturday from a pawn shop. Who am I kidding? But will I bond with it? I think so. I like the lower price tag. I like the smaller body. I like the less complicated setup. And we won't be able to do an unboxing because I'm going to be buying it from the pawn shop, but We'll do an unveiling of sorts, and then we'll go through it. Each and every beat the Alesis SR-16 has to offer, and we'll talk about why someone would want one, and what it's like to play guitar with one or bass with one, and what it's like to play with eurorack with it. So anyway, thanks for watching my long ramblings about old 20-year-old drum machines. Thanks for watching.